Hey guys, this is Ben Maier, and welcome to Ben Maier Movie Reviews, a new segment on my channel. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the hit movie Aquaman. Yes, that's correct. There's another decent movie besides Wonder Woman that doesn't suck. But anyways, sit back and enjoy. Aquaman is a December 2018 released movie entry into the DCEU, the sixth entry at that time, produced and distributed by Warner Bros. Pictures. But enough of the technical talk that you guys probably aren't here to hear about. So on to what the title of the video says, the Aquaman movie review. But before we get started with that, of course I have to give you the spoiler warning. If you have not seen this movie or don't want to hear about it, or, any of that, I suggest you don't watch this video. That being said, let's get started. So overall, I thought the movie was good. It didn't take to the end of the film to figure out that DC now had another successful movie out in the world. There is definitely some things wrong with the film, don't get me wrong, but I will start off with the positives here in a second. So first of all the acting was pretty good, and Jason Momoa does a great job in his second appearance as everyone's favorite fish talker. The supporting cast also helps to bring to life the story, and concerning the story, it was a pretty new one. And by that, I mean we've seen superhero movies that take place on the surface of the Earth, and even in space, like the Guardians of the Galaxy and such. And partially Captain Marvel, that took place in both places. But we've never gotten to see one that largely takes place underwater. Under the sea. Yeah, okay. It is pretty cool to see how they handled the audio and visuals to make it seem like the actors are truly underwater in the movie. So, for example, how they sound when they speak, and the flowing of their hair and all the movements and stuff and the bubbles and whatnot. So it just makes it more realistic how it would actually be underwater, I assume. I can't really speak too much from experience. I haven't visited Atlantis personally yet, but anyways, speaking of realism, the CGI, which assisted in making those audio and visual effects I was just talking about, the CGI in this movie is pretty great, honestly, for the most part, at least. And there sure was a lot of CGI. I mean, like I just said, they had to make it seem like that stuff was actually taking place underwater, which involves heavy use of CGI. And similarly, the cinematography overall was a highlight. There were some pretty dang cool shots at some points. In addition, most of the fight sequences are pretty good. And lastly, it was good that they shied away from making a lot of references and dialogue talking about the other members of the Justice League and all the actions, some of which was pretty bad as we know, that took place before this movie, and just kind of kept this movie all to itself. Kind of getting a fresh start after the Justice League train wreck. Even if it's with solo hero films, it was still a pretty good decision by Warner Bros. To take that keeping to itself, for the most part, approach that they did with Aquaman. And of course the movie was funny at times, which also does help. And so now on to the not so good parts of Aquaman. First of all, those gosh dang random explosions when everything was calm in the movie and the bad guys were about to burst in. Like really, there's like 4 of them in the movie, and it got really annoying. I actually said aloud in the theater, "What's with these explosions?" Come on, Warner Bros. / DC, whatever. You can find some better transitions than that. Come on. Second, something bad that has more of an impact on the overall greatness of the film. The explosions weren't that major, even though they annoy me a lot. So there's something that has more of an overall effect on the greatness of the whole film, is how they built the character of Black Manta up in the beginning to seem like he was going to be a big part of the film. I felt that's what it seemed like, at least. But then like a half an hour into the movie, he just like disappears from the movie after a fight with Arthur Arthur Curry, Aquaman, on land where Black Manta gets tossed off of a cliff, stumbles down the cliff, cracks his helmet thing, and then falls in the ocean. And was seemingly injured pretty badly because of the tumble he took and stuff. But wait, there's more. In the mid-credit scene, we find out that apparently Black Manta's still alive, with no explanation to us of why he didn't appear in the film again after he fell in the ocean and apparently survived, and then how he survived his hard fall down the cliff and swim in the ocean in the first place. He probably should have died, but whatever. Let's see what they do in the next movie with that, if they do anything. And then so as for Arthur's sort of character arc and storyline, I also have a problem with it. That being that the movie seems to heavily imply with Arthur's words and actions in the beginning that he didn't want anything to do with being the next king of Atlantis. In fact, he might have actually flat out said that he didn't want to be a king. I don't actually remember. But yeah, so it seemed like that for a while in the movie. And then seemingly with no explanation that I could find, towards the end, he all of a sudden wanted to be king, and he wanted to rule Atlantis, and he thought it was all cool and whatnot, and he had tried it and all that good crap. So, but with that being said, I did like another aspect of the narrative. Back to a positive thing. And that being the sort of full circle thing with his dad in there. So in the beginning of the movie, Arthur's mom, Atlanta, had to leave Arthur and his dad on the mainland because she was an Atlantean and the queen, and she needed to return. But before she did, she promised that she would return to his dad. So then they showed in the movie how every night, or every evening, or every day at some point, Arthur's dad went to the end of the dock and waited for her to return to him. And at the time, that was really sad because we figured that she was dead and was never coming back. Because since she left him and promised that, we actually hadn't seen her in the movie. But at the end of the movie, when he stands on the dock, Arthur's mom, his wife, finally returns to him, and it was a pretty touching moment, and some people will call it cute. So yeah, overall I think it was good, though it definitely had its issues. It's still one of the best entries in the DCEU though so far, and maybe they'll give us some more entries soon. Some that please us as well. Maybe even more so than this one did. Also, I might have missed some things that you guys may have found you liked or disliked about the movie, or maybe even something that I spoke of wrongly, in a wrong way. So you can drop those in the comments, or just any opinions you have about me or the movies, or what I said. And thank you guys for watching, of course. I hope you enjoyed the review. More to come, I hope. Make sure you subscribe, of course. It's that red button somewhere on the page. It's probably red at least. And then make sure you click that bell icon next to it so you get notified of all my latest videos, including more of these movie reviews that I'm starting to do. And then make sure you click that like button if you liked the movie. Or if you disliked it, click the thumbs down, the dislike button. Whatever you guys feel, you should do that. If you guys want to be in a video, just let me know. Drop a comment, shoot me a private message on any social media or whatever, maybe even an email. And then, so until next time, guys, thank you for watching. Peace out.